Welcome back to Squid and the Bit. I'm your host, Sean. I am with my co host, Anthony. Our other co host is not with us today, but he will be back next week. And how you
He's
been, buddy?
pool. Being a cool pool guy, that guy. Like playing the game, not cleaning pool.
Yeah,
All the ladies out there.
he's really into his billiards.
Yeah, he likes balls. He loves balls and long stick. He plays with them often, I think. Yeah. Hopefully he sees this and it'll make me happy.
But how you been? What have you listened to?
Well, I think we want to save what I listen to because I have one thing to say about one thing, and we're not there yet, and I can't wait to get there because then I'll have a fucking conversation. Because boy, oh boy, I'm disappointed. But spoilers for later. But I tried listening to the entire album, but as I already explained to him, I when I'm at work, it's so hard. I'm not looking at what's being played, and I can tell what some songs are by certain things. But also, he always puts a couple of songs on there that I'm not familiar with. So those ones, I listened to the whole playlist, a whole bunch of brand new music. Marilyn Manson for one, that was sick. That was probably one of the sickest songs he's made in the last couple of years, literally.
Yeah. So with this episode, we're going to pretty much just talk about like the albums that have dropped this week because there was a decent amount of stuff that I was not expecting. I thought this was going to be pretty much a lot of like singles that's going to be since we had Motionless in White last week. But start off, Miss May I really enjoyed like all the songs that came off this EP. I'm pretty sure I showed you Sanctuary when we first did the podcast, but I think there was only like 2 songs that came out, and it's four songs off this album, and I think all of them are pretty dope. Um, I really like Miss May and I'm kind of like happy that they are coming out with new stuff because I think it's been a little bit since we actually had an album from them.
Yeah, Miss Mayo's pretty alright. I don't even know when the last album came out, but they sound pretty dope to me.
Yeah, well, they're just one of those bands that like didn't really hit the mainstream. So
I keep confusing because you say Miss May, right? And I'm thinking of AFI. Hey, Miss Murder, can I? It's just like that's definitely not what he's talking about. I know that, and then I just can't help but think that regardless.
but yeah, I think it's a dope EP and excited to see what new stuff is going to come out after this one. President with Dark Haven or sorry, Dark Heaven.
I'm gonna have to look at the playlist because again, I'm trying to recall the song, and I basically kind of remember them in order. Oh, I have no internet access. What do you know?
But new song from President. I think he's or this band's coming out with a new album. Now with this, I'm not a fan with President, and the only reason why I'm not is I really don't care for the guy's vocals.
You mean
It's
like is that their band name? President?
yeah, President,
Nothing else, just President.
just President.
I asked because there's also another band called
Because
President USA.
so give you a rundown on President. President was a band that like no one knew about or they didn't produce like any music, but they got like a headline or not even the headline. They had spot in I think it was Sick New World with Sleep Token. So a lot of people thought this was a Sleep Token side project that was happening, but that was not the case. They are very similar to Sleep Token. I just don't like the dude's voice as much. I thought maybe it was going to be similar to Ghosts, how they were going to uh, make their look kind of like Ghosts. Every new album is a different Papa. While President, I thought every new album was going to be a different president. But it doesn't really look like that's the case with
I
the.
also wish that was the case.
Yeah,
How
it
cool
could
would that
have
be?
been cool.
Hey, listening, President? Fucking marketing tips for you. Do that. What are you doing with your life?
Yeah. So, but with this new out or this new single, I was just, I don't know. I seen them live. They do a good live performance, but I just, it's not for me.
I haven't even heard of them at all. I know Sleep Token is. Who doesn't at this point? But
Yeah.
that's why we're here, because I don't know a lot of things.
One band that I came across is Left to Suffer with Unwelcome Guests and Gun in the Duffel Bag. And
Oh,
those two songs are fucking dope.
you know what's funny? I heard Gun in a Duffel Bag before you introduced it to me. For those of you who don't know,
Yeah.
he kind of just like introduces me to this kind of music, and I listen to this to some sorts, but I never dive in. I've been very stuck, stylistic in my way of music, and because I also work and I work with a speaker, I can only play certain songs, so I don't really get a chance to start branching out. So that's part of the reason why I'm here in the first place, to listen to doper music. And speaking of doper music, Gun in a Duffel Bag, that shit wet hard. I fucking love that song.
Yeah, I did like a music reaction to both songs, and when I'm
You did
listening
a
to
reaction
this, I was like,
bag.
"Oh, okay, this is kind of like similar to I don't know." Uh, my
It's just a
my
fun song
thoughts was like "Knock Loose."
where he's like, "I'm a bad motherfucker with a violent nature." That's what it reminds me of.
Oh,
It's also a
yeah,
good song.
it's a weird is a interesting mix on this because yeah, you do get like I Prevail. I got a little bit knocked loose out of them, and I don't know. There were free pretty cool band that I came across on Spotify when I was looking on my computer because I get recommended more shit on my computer than my phone when I'm going through Spotify. So they popped up. I'm like, fucking, I'll listen to one of these songs, and 10 seconds later, I'm like, oh, okay, maybe I should do a video on this. And yeah.
Yeah, Gun and Duffel Bag's definitely a video worth making. Fucking, I don't
Yeah.
know what my taste in metal is. Because there's some genres I don't. It's hard for me to care about that. But whatever the fuck Gun in a Duffel Bag is, whatever you call that, that is mad enough. I love heavy because there's several songs that kind of fit that mold, and every single time, like a fucking Jack Rover in general, his everything is pretty much like that. And whatever that is, I love it. I absolutely adore it. It's not. It's funny. It's heavy. It's got good lyrics that are still funny at the same time. That's not an easy thing to do right there. Put a gun in a couple and also paints a really nice, funny picture. We go outside, but I can gun.
And the next one, we got Electric Cowboy with The Way You Are. I think this is going to be their last song before their album drops next week. I thought it was interesting. I like it. I always made the comment on Electric Cowboy is just a boy band metalcore, um, mainly with the singer Nico coming into Electric Cowboy. When he came in, that's when Hypa Hypa uh, it came out, and that kind of like blew up everywhere. Then Pump It, We Got the Moves, and all that stuff. I think he produced a lot of those where it was just a metalcore band, but then it got into this whole like fun pop sound to it.
Yeah, they're very fun. I enjoy them a lot.
Yeah, and I'm excited for the album. Uh, it's probably one of my most anticipated albums for this year.
I know he really likes it.
Yeah,
Also, if you look at the playlist he sends us, he has a certain taste in metal. I've noticed. I don't know how to describe it without being insulting.
I just like I like fun metal stuff, and
He
they are
likes
fun
fucking
metal stuff.
what's so eccentric metal.
They're not serious. They're like, oh, let's just make a goofy ass song and
Well, I mean, like
be
emotionless and white. There's a lot of like, man, I. It's hard for me to describe these things without just making blanket vague fucking statements. But like, scene like I guess where they're like just the way they're singing, very pop punky, and
yeah,
a lot of the bands that I know that you like that you sent over and I listen to, they have a very pop punky vibe with like a little intervention of metal in the middle, and then it goes right back to pop punky. And I'm not particularly a fan of that, but Sean be loving that shit. Isn't
yeah,
there? Yeah, the squid. The squid. He has like a romanticized version of the '70s in his brain. I swear.
yeah. No, it is a taste, and I like them. I
I thought
know some people
you
don't.
I was like, it's not a phase, mom.
Um, Now the one album I was very impressed with was Legacy from Five Finger Death Punch. It's a new album, which is it's very weird because I do like most of these songs.
I'm not a
Eye of the
fan of Five Finger
Storm
Death
was
Punch.
one that kind of like stood out to me with Five Finger Death Punch because it it kind of sounds like All That Remains and kind of like old Five Finger Death Punch, mainly with what's the album? American Capitalist, I believe the album's called. But
I was a fan of Five Finger Death Punch. I think in their first album, or at least their first public on the TV album.
Mhm.
If I can't, so cold, and then fucking I don't remember the names of them because it was so long ago. And then
of
kind of
I'm
drifted.
pretty sure it's just the Way of the Fist.
Yeah, probably the first album. And then
Yeah,
they made a song, the lead singer of Judas Priest, and that song was pretty sick. But mostly because Judas Priest. But other
yeah.
than that, I'm not really a fan of Five Finger.
How I was a pretty big fan up to I forgot what the I think it's the fourth album with Champagne and what's the one he did a cover with Tech Nine.
Oh, I feel like I probably heard that, but I can't remember.
Yeah. Uh Mom Knock You Out.
Oh, I have heard that
Yeah.
again.
And that's when Five Finger went down with me. And I'm like, okay. And I always had hope that they will come back, but they never actually like I don't
No,
know.
he says that, but there's a lot of that before. It was so
Yeah,
much whatever it
because
was bad
American
that
Capitalist was probably the last like which was their I think third album, and that was when you start seeing the change with Five Finger That Punch, and it was like, okay, we'll see what next album sounds like. I see the direction you guys are going. Then after that, it was just okay. We don't. I don't know.
the
You
first
got
album was pretty good because it kept the consistency throughout what they were trying to do. It was fine the way it was, but then the next album was like maybe one thing, maybe two, maybe, and one of them's more better than the other. And then the next one, I'm like expecting one, and I didn't get it. They tried to shift up a little bit for the third album, and then I don't even know what happened after that because I stopped caring. So much potential just thrown away, if you ask me.
yeah, but at least they came out with a decent album because I think I did listen to the last album and F8 wasn't nothing interesting for me. But what's interesting for me is South Paul FLHC. Now they came out with a whole album, and they're a really dope band. I actually enjoy this entire album, and kind of like the message that they set for themselves. Because right before uh, Standard, they pretty much they do what I'm going to guess most hardcore bands kind of like do, is just express how they feel, the where they came from, and all that, and what the purpose for them at this moment is. And I really like what they were pretty much saying with that. And every song on here is really good. I would definitely show people and recommend people to this band.
Oh,
Also, a side note, I might go to one of their shows because they are going to be at the Brass Mug where we went to see Head PE over in
I'm down.
Tampa,
I'm
and
down.
it's only $15. So
Speaking of that, I need to fucking schedule myself off on September 18th for the Browning coming up, which I have not done yet. I forget to do these things. But yeah, the Browning's coming up on the September 18th, and I can't wait. I can't wait.
I don't know. What did you think about the album?
Yeah. Wait, the Five Finger Death Punch album?
No, no,
Or
no. South Paul.
well, and TDI that wasn't on the playlist that was sent, so
It wasn't.
it was not a lot. I'm gonna be honest with you, bud. Half of the things you've been talking about have not been on the playlist that you sent. So
Really?
just we can just cut that out. Just edit that part out.
Shit.
Yeah,
Well,
none of
fuck.
that that you're talking about. So I'm like, yeah.
My bad.
Also, that's a lot to take really two full albums and then a bunch of other early releases.
Well,
We have
but
bad communication on this side, bro. But we're working on.
surprisingly, with everything that's on here, it's less than 2 hours.
Yeah, that's 2 hours of an investment time.
Yeah.
Not only it's not just 2 hours. You can't just listen to them once. You have to listen to them multiple times to get an
Yeah.
accurate reading. So really, it's about 4, maybe 6 hours, if you think about it.
No, I know. I thought I sent the right link. That's my bad.
Yeah, and I'm just like, none of this. Not a single bit of this. We're working. We were just talking before we got out here about our communication skills and how we need to improve. You see why now. You understand why now. But that's okay. And that's more of my fault for just not branching out. Because this is I don't listen. I listen to my little round circle of music, and that I just don't ever break out of it. And I would like to, and I'm trying to do my best here. Because I'm very picky. I'm a very picky guy about the music. Like he likes that Five Finger Death Punch. I not only do I not like Five Finger Death Punch, I really, really don't like them. I just really don't like it. I don't like the direction they went. I think, like I said before, we said earlier, the first album that was the most genuine, realist version of them, and it became not real after a while. And I can go into detail about that, but I don't feel like insulting a bit. So there's that. But yeah. Well, speaking of insulting a band, though, can we talk about Avenged Sevenfold now? Because fucking
Technically, that's where we're getting into the Avenged Sevenfold, Statica.
so what happened? Statica. You know what? Now that I'm hearing the name out loud for the first time, what an accurate description of this album. What do they do? I don't understand.
So with Statica, it is a experimental project that's
I'll tell you that.
M Night, or not M Night, fucking M Shadow, the singer for Avenged Sevenfold. He wanted to do something different, and
Okay.
What a lot of people are expecting with this one is it is part of Shadow, and it is the drummer. Um, with these songs being written. There are
What song?
speculations
Hold on,
with
hold on.
that.
What song? What did you glean out of any of that? Because and to be fair, I only listened to it really once, but I was tuned in at the time. Okay, so I mentioned before that when I'm at work, it's hard for me to pay attention. Now with this, I was doing nothing. I was excited about this. I'm an avid, avid Avenged Sevenfold fan, even with their newer, more I would call it mainstream things that they've been doing. People
Well,
have been
even
including
like
like
the last album, like a lot of people didn't really care for Avenged Sevenfold's last album, but
yeah,
I thought it wasn't as bad as what people were making. This is just as bad as what people are making,
because
and
it
this is
sounds
coming from
generic
me.
a
I will
little.
not say album or song is bad because I don't write shit. I don't produce. I don't do anything musical. This I do not know where the fuck they were coming from with this album.
Yeah, I do not share his opinion on that. You're allowed to have an opinion whether you like a song. And insulting a band is a different story. But and here I am. Now I'm gonna say it again. I am a very big Avenged Sevenfold fan. Their last album, people kept making the point that it's like they're like kind of be like Metallica, which is fine to do. I don't think that's a bad thing, and that people were saying their shit's more generic. But if you really look back at it, Avenged Sevenfold's been super generic the entire time. It's not. Not a bad thing. They take the generic formula and they fucking have fun with it, and that's not a
Yeah.
bad thing to me. And also, I'm not opposed to generic sounding music, but whatever the fuck this is, it's not. It's not that simple. One, we have autotune. Why? Why is the whole thing, the guitar, the vocal, why is everything auto-tuned? Why did everything need to be put through an auto-tune filter? And I want to, and I don't even know what other instruments they're using. If they're using new instruments, you can't really tell because it's all a bunch of technical jingles. You can't really pin. Well, I mean, I can't, but maybe you could. But I definitely could not. I didn't notice that they were trying to go something more melodic, which is fine to do, but I can't understand what the fuck they're saying. And I mean, we're doing like a fucking heavy metal podcast. You know, understanding isn't exactly half the equation here, but it's just a bunch of. I had to turn it off when I was at work. I was like, no, just I didn't get through the full album. I got through 2 songs, and of the what 3 songs, 4 songs? I think it's 4 songs.
It's 4.
Yeah, I got through 2.5 before I went. What is this? And maybe you're right. Maybe this is just like the shit they didn't want to put on the album. Just kind of like tease us where they're going with it. Boy, oh fucking boy, do I hope that is the case because Jesus.
Yeah, and I did watch a couple like interviews with M Shadow and a couple like the old interviews with him because he said people are probably not gonna like this one because it's too experimental and this and that, but also he tries to defend it because he was also saying Waking the Fallen when that came out was different than what they did on their first album, which sounding the Seventh Trumpets, which that was more Avenged Sevenfold, like deathcore thing, but then they went into Hmm?
Is Avenged Sevenfold really deathcore?
With the first album, it had like deathcore.
First album, yeah.
Waking the Fallen was technically like their actual like big break of studio because that's when you had like Unholy Confession. Mainly that song like blew up.
Yeah, and you know the transition from like trying to do a more deathcore sound to just whatever they ended up settling with, which was like this nostalgic fucking metal, almost 70s, 80s hard metal type sound they were going for. That's fine too. But this is like a whole genre shift. I don't know. This is a too much of a shift. And he's being experimental. So fine. I understand that. That's okay. So, you know, you're trying to find something out. My question right now is, what did you find out? What did this path lead you to? Because boy, I hope you did not think that was good. It wasn't good. It just wasn't. There's, uh, it'd be one thing if you took the auto tune filter off. Maybe it would be good. I don't know what the auto-tune thing is about, and I hope that it's not something we're gonna keep seeing forward, or God forbid, this is something that has already been there that we just haven't realized, and now you've been using auto-tune this entire time. And I know there's certain songs where he does have auto-tune, but he makes it's very clear that he has auto-tune. He was obviously in this album too. It is very clear that he has auto-tune. That's fine, but it's turned up to 11. All the instruments seem to be running through the same auto-tune filter, which you shouldn't need to do for your instruments. It sounds like rain. It sounds like digital rain.
Yeah, I don't know. I get where M. Shaw comes from with some like the older interviews where he's like, "Oh, our music is never going to like stay the same because we like all types of music, and this is just one of those things where it's like you toss all types of music in, and just doesn't come out good."
Yeah, you know what happens when you mix a bunch of colors together? Like
Yeah.
yellow, you get brown.
And
So
people are like, "Oh, well, maybe this is the drummer's vision for, the album," because some people are going back to also, like, with a lot of, like, early Avenged Sevenfold work, a lot of the writing material was through the Rev, but also it's like, you can't really say that since the Rev's been, uh, dead for I can't remember how long, what, 2010, 2012? No, has to be 20 before 2012. We I don't know, it you got the Nightmare album, which, yeah, there was a couple, like, writing materials that Rev had, with that, but in even with, The Stage was a pretty decent album. I really liked it, and even the last album, it was not as bad as what people made it sound, but also, I don't know. It's just one of those things where it's like, you can't really point fingers on who actually is to blame for this album. It is a group thing, and maybe this is what he does like, maybe this is what he wanted to experiment. I know there's a funny story with this because Avenged Sevenfold is on tour right now, and one of the bands that is opening up for Avenged Sevenfold is Statica, and it's them playing the Statica songs.
okay, and experiment, like I said, experimenting is fine, but like let's refine it a little bit. You're not hitting a spot for me. Maybe you are hitting a spot for some people, but I do realize there's a lot of digital music in there too. And I've listened to digital. You listen to digital music. We both listen to a little bit of EDM. None of that's hitting for me either, and it doesn't even feel like that's where you're going. I hope that's not where you're going for. I'm not sure where. I should at least have an idea of where you're trying to shoot, where you're trying to land. And it feels like we're still in the air, and I hope we can stick a landing at some point. But the trajectory is a little off base, is all I'm saying. Again, I'm not trying to be insulting, but I was very excited about that. I didn't know there was a new album out for Avenged Sevenfold. I got excited about it, and then that went left real quick. So maybe there's a little bit of that. I didn't even give the fucking album a full chance, so there's that too. We'll then go back and go listen to it, and we might have an update at this point. But when the first few songs turn me off that much, not I can listen to the full album if you want me to, but I already know that if this is the lead, then if especially I guarantee the rest of the songs are like that. Because I was waiting for the first song. Like, okay, this is the introduction song. He's trying to set an atmosphere. Alrighty then. And then the second song was exactly the same. Different direction, but still the same kind of fucking digital rain sound that they're trying to emulate here. Just disappointment, man. This is all. I was really excited too. You, I he had said something about it. I didn't even know about it because that's what I have him for. And I fucking just I was like, ooh, I'm gonna go put that on the big radio. I don't even care if anybody's listening. And I was like, I cared real quick that everybody was listening. I was like, ah, well, that doesn't need to be played on there.
It's something. That's all I can say with that one.
It's something. I just, like I said, I love Avenged Sevenfold. I have defended them through these last couple of years. I love them. I do. And even I'm just like, not good, man. I'm not saying it couldn't be good. I'm sure there's plenty of ways to make that sound good. I just want something I can hold on to. It felt very airy. It was very a bunch of things going in several different directions, and I just want something to focus on. There was nothing I could do, and I was like, it's not good for me. And I have ADHD and autism, so you know. But
Now, on a different note, we got now this was the other week, Marilyn Manson with new album or new song that is going to be a new album that's in the works. I thought this is probably one of his best written songs in a fucking very long time
A super long time. Agreed.
because I was like, oh, this is actually a pretty fucking solid Marilyn Manson song. He hasn't wrote one of these
Yeah.
for a minute. Then
If
I
the
went
whole
to
album sound like this, then I'm about that album.
yeah, and I was like, you know what? When was the last good Marilyn Manson album? Or when was the last like that that you're like, oh, this is pretty good, then it went downhill.
I mean, Marilyn Manson had that. Either it's good or it's not good.
and with Marilyn Manson, I'll never say an entire album's good for the same reason why I don't like the Avenged Sevenfold. He also likes to experiment a lot, and a lot of them. But here's the thing about Marilyn Manson experimenting. He tests an idea, he puts it out there. He'll have fucking album with 7 songs on it, and he will shoot his shot for each one of the songs. Most of the songs land. Several songs don't land for me because I'm just not a particular fan of certain types of metal. But if you notice, he'll go into different metal genres as he goes through the album, but he keeps it all in a nice, neat package. The Marilyn Manson theme is there, even though it's a little bit different in each song. And I like that. And I also love Marilyn Manson lyrics in general. So there's that. There's a lot of songs where I'm like, I love what he's saying, but I don't like the way he's saying it. But I would honestly say 2000.
You see, after listening to this song, I was like, all right, let me go back and listen to like probably the last decent album that I heard from him. Like, see if I still have same feelings with it. High End of Low. I re-listened to that album, and I was probably on some shit. This was back in 2009, and
We were.
I
Yeah.
I don't know why I like this album. Like, there's really not much, and with this album, that's pretty much when I kind of like stopped caring because I don't know. I listened to the other 2 albums that he made after this, and I gave up on it. So kind of like seeing this song or this
What
soon to
he
be album.
what he basically does is industrial punk with like a deathcore metal umbrella underneath it. And the thing about industrial is that it's supposed to be raunchy and like less sharp sound, make you know the system test it out a little bit. But then you try to introduce the deathcore aspect to it, which is what most people do. Industrial pretty much led to deathcore, so that's fun too. The pop part, the punk part, is where it starts to go. That's literally when he starts. There's like one song I think he has, and I don't know the name of it, but it's to where it's just all nothing but metal, basically just metal, crying against metal and shit like that. And that's not an interlude like I had thought it was. That's a song. He's basically composing a song with loud, sharp, grungy sound, which is a cool concept, but I'm not listening to it on my average day, and it's not going to do it. And that's where the punk part comes in. That's where the experimental part comes in, where it doesn't have to sound super good, and it's not the point of the song. And that's where a lot of his songs go that direction. And it's like once again, I can appreciate them as songs, but I'm not going to listen to them.
Yeah,
That's
because
not. I'm trying to put on my fucking while I'm working. It's not something I'm trying to do.
Yeah, because the two biggest songs from High End of Low that I remember was uh I'm a goddamn motherfucking Geddon and Blank and White.
Say that again 3 times fast.
Yeah. It's because I'm like, oh, you know what? I know this song. It's hard. Like it's a harder Marilyn Manson song that when I listen to, I'm like, it's not. What? Why did I thought this album was a lot different than what it actually sounds like now? But yeah, I don't know. I'm excited for this new album because it does seem like he's going back to
Oh yeah,
kind of like his older style, and
his
even
roots are very visible.
yeah, and they even worked on a song. It was him and his old guitarist, Johnny Five, and I don't think it's this song that just came out. I think it's a different single, but they Johnny Five came out saying like him and Marilyn just wrote like probably one of the heavier songs that they wrote together in years. Which I don't know if you know who Johnny Five is. He was the guitarist for Marilyn Manson. There was issues with him and Marilyn. He I can't remember if he just quit or I'm pretty sure he just quit. Then Rob Zombie picked him up, and he was Rob Zombie's guitarist
Yeah,
for
where I
a
know
while.
from basically.
Yeah. So I know there's a song with him, and I can't wait until I hear that one. But that's the thing. It's like when Marilyn Manson outshines you with uh an album or even a song when Avenged Sevenfold released a new album, it's I don't know.
It's a weird world we live in, and then, well, that's not because Marilyn Manson, when he does something good, he does it really good. Those are very, very good. There's a lot of Marilyn Manson songs that still listen to, probably will continue to listen to. That's how good they were. And I also like lyrics, so Marilyn Manson surprisingly is one of the best lyricists I know. I just wish his musical taste would follow that. But an Avenged Sevenfold is not a very good. I mean, that's not even true. I comparatively, I think Marilyn Manson is a better lyricist, but Avenged Sevenfold, man, they had the whole package. It's the whole and I get not wanting to do the same shit all the time, bro. I get it. I just wish it didn't almost always lead to this because I'm not saying you should stay on the same course because that's what's happening to a bunch of other bands. You don't want to do that. Cool, the last two albums, fucking Fear Inoculum, I think they stayed the course too much. They should. That was the probably the worst album they ever had because they were doing what I would say a caricature of Tool would be. And don't get me wrong, there's a couple songs on there that are bangers outside of that and are worth the listen, like Descending and fucking Tempest and uh, Warrior or Indestructible, I think is the name, or Invincible. It's Invincible. Those three songs are super good, but the rest of it sounds like if I were to describe Tool to you, this is what an impression of that would be, instead of just doing whatever they wanted to do. Whereas, and Avenged Sevenfold's trying to break that mold because that's what they were doing. They were pretty much on that path. So that's fine. Break out of your mold. But don't go into what I would assume is a different genre entirely. I don't know what that genre is, man. I don't know what that is. I don't know. And maybe that's what it is. Maybe like 4 years from now, we're gonna be like, "Wow, they broke into the new era of music with that, and you know it." And you know what? You can have it. I don't want it. But Marilyn Manson, dude, he's gonna make a sick album. I can already tell. That first song was pretty fucking sick, dude.
But yeah, that's pretty much for all the music stuff. Now for the news, I don't know if you heard or seen with the Sid Wilson Slipknot thing. supposedly TMZ came out with an article saying that Sid Wilson, the DJ for Slipknot, is fired.
Why?
No one knows. Slipknot then came out with saying anything. Sid Wilson hasn't came out saying anything, and with Jim Root has said that at this moment there's a lot of things being said that isn't true or something in that line.
Well, TMZ is the one who fucking said it, so I already kind of don't believe it. So,
well,
not,
TMZ has like a track record on bring out like more truth than false.
Yeah, but also Slipknot wouldn't fuck with TMZ at all. So how the fuck did they get that information?
I don't know. TMZ is weird. Don't forget TMZ was the first people that found out Michael Jackson was dead.
I don't know, man. It's a 50-50 for me.
Yeah. So there was nothing coming out with it. Sid has posted, I think, something where he's going on tour with a different group or something, focusing on his DJ Starscream project.
Which is not the same.
But it's nothing like written in stone. I don't think Sid's fired. And I think a lot of people are making more noise and rumors about this whole thing. I could see Sid taking a break from Slipknot, mainly with everything that's been happening in his life. For example, he just had a kid. I want to say maybe like a year or so ago. But also he was engaged to what's her name? Shelly Osbourne, Ozzy's daughter.
Didn't know that.
Yeah. Right before Ozzy passed away, he was engaged with her. He was caught on fire before all that happened too. I guess the Osbournes and him was camping and fucking bonfire exploded on him.
Oh.
But also with all that now, mainly with the death of Ozzy and his daughter going a little, I don't want to say crazy, but she is not in the right head. They split.
His daughter, I get it.
Yeah. But yeah, supposedly Sid and her are split, but working something out and all that. So he has a lot of stuff on his back with everything that's been happening. So I could see him taking a break, and maybe like there was rumors in the camp of Slipknot's talking about maybe just take a step back and do that. If that's the case, then sure. But I don't think that's also the case either, because once again, there hasn't been anything. I'm just looking at like the most realistic aspect if he was going to leave or they are going to put him or let him sit. But also there's been a lot of changes too with Slipknot. Also, Craig Jones. Yeah, I think that's his last name. Craig, the Spike dude. He left Slipknot a couple years ago. Jay Weinberg was let go of Slipknot. Chris Finn, he was fired years ago also. So people are just piecing those things into the whole Sid Wilson thing right at this moment.
It's a bunch of conjecture.
Yeah.
Should never speak about conjecture.
Yeah. So, my opinion, I don't think he's fired or let go from Slipknot. I just wanted to at least talk about it because there's so much shit that's fucking being said with it, and it's ridiculous.
We can't know. I usually don't speak about things that you can't know.
Like you can make assumptions all day. I can see. It comes down to, can you see that he got fired? Will there be a reason for him to have been fired? It is more likely, like you said, that he just decided to step away, which is not the same thing as being fired. I don't know why anybody would use that term, being fired from Slipknot. I don't. That's not a good way to frame that, regardless. But more likely, he probably just stepped.
Yeah.
There's a lot of shit going on in the world, bro.
We shall see. I guarantee, like in the next like few days, if there is some type of thing, it will be addressed. But that being said, that's pretty much it for this episode. If you're new to the channel, please subscribe to the channel or give us a follow on YouTube, Spotify, and follow us on TikTok. We do upload clips and
Instagram too.
On that one too. So
yeah. So and also, we also upgrade on Instagram as well. Upload on Instagram as well. But we're gonna be trying to make this a more streamlined process in the future. And he doesn't want me to say this, but I'm going to say it. If you want to support us, I will probably be making a Patreon for this podcast, and whatever comes from this, honestly. But if you want that, if you would be willing to support us, leave one. If I get one comment, I'm good. I don't care what this man says. I'll do it. I'll do it right now. I'll do it right now, bro. Watch me go. I have no idea what's happening.
all right. That being said, take it easy. Bye.